Hey there, I'm Ari from Tech Buyers Guru, and this is a recap of Black Friday 2019. Now, I carefully watched the deals as we approached Black Friday, as we hit Black Friday, and then as we went into Cyber Monday. So I have a pretty good sense of what there was and wasn't this year in terms of deals for the PC enthusiast. I'm going to run down a number of different product categories, starting with the big one, CPUs, and going all the way down to accessories to tell you what I saw was hot and what was not for 2019, and then look forward to 2020 in terms of what differences we might see next year in the deals season. So first off, CPUs. This was a story of two different companies in two very different positions. Intel has extremely constrained supply. It cannot produce enough processors. During that Black Friday period, it actually announced it had contracted with Samsung to produce its CPUs on Samsung's old 14 nanometer fab. Intel is in trouble, folks. And what that meant was not only were there no deals to be had on Intel CPUs, there weren't even CPUs to be purchased. Prior to Black Friday, almost all of Intel CPUs were sold out. And by the end of Black Friday, the top grossing CPUs like the 9900K, 9900KF were nowhere to be seen. And of course, down the line, they were absent. There was that limited edition 9900KS. That is completely irrelevant. They probably produced like 5,000 of those and they were sold out on the first day. And that was weeks before Black Friday. That was a non-starter for Black Friday. It was really disappointing if you were an Intel fan and hoping to get a good deal. There wasn't a single good deal to be had. The story was quite different for AMD. AMD is in a position of power and authority in the CPU market. It had just released, quote unquote, its new Threadripper processors. They weren't actually available for purchase, but there was good supply of the 3800 series, the 3600 series, and of course the APUs like the 3400 series. I saw a lot of people purchasing the 3800X, 3700X, 3600X, and 3600. Those were top movers. Take a look at the screen from the end of Black Friday, the screenshot I caught on Amazon. What do you see are the top 10 movers in terms of CPUs on Amazon? Let's exclude that one error they have, which is a motherboard. If you look at the top 10 CPUs for sale, they were all AMD on Black Friday. It was a clean sweep. We've never seen anything like this before. Now, by the end of Cyber Monday, a number of these processors had sold out. That includes the 3600X, which was marked down from about $250 to $200. That was a great deal. It sold out, not surprising. The 3800X, marked down from $370 to $330, also good deal, also sold out. 3700X didn't get quite as much of a discount as the other two X processors. It was marked down from $330 to $300. Still a good deal, still sold out. Now, the 3900X was kind of in no man's land because it was not discounted. In fact, for the most part, you had to pay extra to get it because supply was so constrained. And no, there were no 3950Xs. I actually had been subscribed to the email alerts from Amazon. I kept getting alerts that that product came in stock, and it was never in stock, at least not more than for like a couple milliseconds. So that was a non-starter for Black Friday. But a lot of the other processors were being sold at great prices. Also, some second generation products like the 2600 and 2600X and the 2700X, which came in at $160. That's a great deal if you need 8 cores and 16 threads. I know that was a popular deal among enthusiasts of the AMD spectrum. Now, here's the deal. Even with all of that, as we march down the line of components, things got a little bit worse. Let's start with motherboards. I actually saw some good motherboard deals at the high end. I consider anything above $200 to be high end. And the Z390E gaming was discounted from about $240 to $200. Gigabyte had an awesome deal on its Aorus Ultra, knocked down from $250 to $200. These are good deals. That's like 20% off. That's a pretty good deal for a motherboard. I saw nothing like that in the mid-range market. The mainstream motherboards, the most I saw off was $20 for the Asus X570P. I saw $10 off for a lower-end Z390 or a X570 board from MSI. Something in common there is those are AMD boards. But, if you were shopping for a real deal on a lower end board, I did see some of the really cheap ones come down from like 75 to 65 or 60. So actually percentage-wise, that's pretty significant. I don't follow those boards quite as much, but they were there, particularly in the AMD market. Like I said, that's where the CPUs were selling. So, of course, that's where the motherboards were selling. Manufacturers knew that probably coming into Black Friday. Now, what about GPUs? Well, sorry guys, GPUs is never a hot area for Black Friday. There were a couple of deals I caught from AMD again, not a single one from NVIDIA, not a single Black Friday deal on an NVIDIA card. In fact, NVIDIA was much in the same position as Intel. A lot of its products were nowhere to be found. The 2070 Super sold out before the end of Cyber Monday. You could not buy that GPU really anywhere. And that was despite the fact it was never discounted. It was selling at retail or above retail the entire time and sold out. Good for NVIDIA for having a hot selling product, bad on NVIDIA for never discounting it. AMD had a couple of discounts. I did catch some nice discounts on some 5700 GPUs from XFX and Power Color. Those were brand specific. There were also some deals on some of the older gen stuff. I didn't think those were really worth buying. You know, some of their hotter running, kind of power intensive products like the RX 580 and the Vega 56. Not the Vega 64, the Vega 56 was kind of on sale. At this point, I'm not that excited about those. I do appreciate, though, that the RX 5700 did go on sale. That was the best GPU I saw that actually got a sale price. I didn't see any 5700 XTs go on sale. Things were a little bit brighter in the RAM world. Corsair went nuts with deals on specific SKUs, not all of them, but if you caught them at the right time, you could save $20 or $30. That's up to really 25-30% on a RAM kit. Their DDR4 3200, that's a sweet spot right now. The 3200 kits were selling like hotcakes and they were on sale. The standard Vengeance LPX down to, at one point, $62. Actually, I think it was $58. The prices were fluctuating very, very quickly and they were selling out quickly. You also had their RGB Pro at 3200. The 16 gig kit went down to 70 and then unfortunately went back up to 96 by Cyber Monday. And that is something I'm going to really kind of impress upon you, which is that Cyber Monday is not necessarily the best time to buy anything, including PC components. Most of the prices went back up by Cyber Monday or the products were sold out. There was only one deal that I found on Cyber Monday that hadn't existed before. That was a deal on Crucial's P1 500 gigabyte PCIe solid state drive. It went down from 70 to 53. That was a good deal if you needed an entry-level PCIe drive, and that was actually around for most of the day. It did sell out actually by the end of Cyber Monday. I'm not surprised because $53 was a good deal. In terms of other SSDs, I saw some coupon deals on Amazon from XPG on its excellent SX 8200 Pro. I also saw some lesser coupons from Sabrent on its Rocket line. Those are already very well priced though. I should mention their Rocket PCI 4.0 1 terabyte drive went down to $170. That's a fantastic price for a next-gen drive at that capacity. So I'm impressed with the deals, even if the coupons weren't that big. The starting price was very good on the Sabrents. One company I was extremely disappointed with was Samsung. Samsung is a leader in the solid-state drive market. It continues to be in terms of units sold, but it's not a leader in terms of the technology anymore. They are falling behind, and they did not run any legitimate promotions. Yeah, they were trying to sell their SATA drives. That stuff is complete junk. Like their 860 QVO should never have been released. I don't care if it was on sale. Not interested in it. They were also selling their 860 EVO 2 terabyte for $230. Yes, on a gigabyte, dollar per gigabyte metric. That's a pretty good deal for a 2 terabyte drive. I'm not interested in it. It's a high capacity, slow drive. I don't think that's really that compelling, but if you needed that amount of storage, that was a pretty good deal. None of their PCIe drives went on sale at any legitimate level. Their old 970 EVO, which is not a very good drive, was discounted like 10 or 20 bucks. Garbage. Wasn't worth buying. So Samsung, I'm really disappointed in you. Do better next time or just give up your leadership in the SSD market, all right? It's I've got a 970 Pro right here. I've got it in my main system. It's a great drive, wasn't discounted. And this is not a new product. This is a kind of product that if Samsung had something new coming, they'd be discounting a 970 Pro, and they didn't. What does that mean? They don't have anything new coming. They're really stuck in the mud in terms of innovation. I'm disappointed in Samsung. Okay, moving on. What about those products that were so badly hit by tariffs? Cases, coolers, and power supplies. Oh, things were really, really rough with power supplies. I'll start there because it hurt so much. Most of these power supplies were sold out before Black Friday started. Seasonic in particular, which makes great power supplies, has had such a problem with their stocking since the tariffs went to the maximum amount a couple months ago. They're basically really a non-factor in the market despite the quality of their units. It's because in any given day, there are no Seasonic power supplies available in the U.S. market. It's really sad, and I love Seasonic, and I hope they can kind of reestablish their market share once these tariffs blow over, if they ever do. EVGA, which was once a leader in deals, really had nothing to show for itself. Most of its power supplies sold out before Black Friday at regular prices. It's no longer a price leader. It was no longer a discount leader. That fell to Corsair. Corsair had a couple of fantastic deals on very specific SKUs. Their RM750 gold-rated power supply went down from about $120 to $95, and it was a huge seller. Did sell out by Cyber Monday. It was gone. Couldn't wait until Cyber Monday to catch that deal, but it was a very good deal. Kudos to Corsair for doing that with a high wattage gold-rated power supply under $100. Also saw a couple of good deals from Thermaltake. A lot of their lower end, lower wattage units did sell out, which is a shame because they were well priced at under $50. In terms of the other brands, I just didn't see that much going on. Really, if you want, and also at the high end, there were no deals to be had on something like this AX1600i I have behind me. That was selling for like $460. So Corsair did not discount that. That was like the highest price it's ever been. And I attribute that to tariffs again, okay? So I don't know how Corsair absorbed the hit on a couple of its SKUs like the RM750. There were also, I think, some deals on some of their other mid-range power supplies, but it was pretty specific, very SKU specific, and it's probably the ones where they felt they had a little bit more room to move on price. In terms of cases, there were a few deals here and there. I saw some nice deals from Thermaltake on some cases I really, really like their V200. I think that's a great case, and that went down from 80 to 64. So percentage-wise, that's pretty nice. Did not see many of their high-end cases get discounted at all, which is unusual for Thermaltake. I think that's because of the tariffs. You're getting the message here. I'm going to repeat it over and over. Things like the View 71 ARGB, which is a beautiful case, continue to sell at $230 throughout the Black Friday Cyber Monday period. From Cooler Master, they dropped the price of the H500P mesh, which is a case I personally use in my main benchmarking system, down from like $170 to like $155. Not a huge discount. It wasn't heavily promoted. That was potentially just natural fluctuation in prices, again due to tariffs as they're adjusting to a supply and demand. I did not see a lot of other deals from Cooler Master, and Corsair, which did pretty well on the power supply side, didn't do much in terms of cases. I was disappointed because in past years they've done a lot, but I really think that Corsair is ceding its leadership in the case market. I love the folks at Corsair. I meet with them at a lot of trade shows every year. I think they're having some trouble. So other brands that I follow, NZXT, I didn't actually notice any discounts on their products. Silverstone did not have any products. I love Silverstone. They make a lot of cool niche products. They don't do Black Friday discounts. They're not big enough perhaps, or maybe not savvy enough in terms of marketing. They don't do any promotions. Now, in terms of coolers, there were some slight discounts at the high end from Thermaltake, $20, $10 off on their 360 and 240 millimeter liquid coolers. I love, this is their Water 3.0 360 I have right up here. That went down from $180 to $160. Pretty good deal, but take note that it actually debuted at $170. So the $180 price is the new price post-tariff. So $160 isn't really that impressive. The 240 went from $140 to $130. Take note, its original price was $120. Ouch, that hurts. So even that's, post-tariff, the deal is not really quite as attractive. I did not see any deals from one of my favorite manufacturers, Noctua. Here's the NHD 15 right here. This kind of thing doesn't go on sale. And frankly, I don't think Noctua plays that game either. They're European-based, and maybe they don't get Black Friday, but they don't do any discounts. I didn't pay close attention to Cooler Master's air coolers because I think they're trash. Actually, their liquid coolers are trash too. I like their cases a lot more than their coolers. I don't know if they discounted their coolers. I couldn't care less. Let's look at one last area of products, and that is accessories. And this is actually where things get really, really exciting. Headsets, mice, and keyboards. Great deals to be had. It's SKU specific and manufacturer specific, but they were fantastic deals. Corsair knocked down its Virtuoso wireless headset from $180 to $135, and that was actually, I think, after Black Friday. That was interesting. It was like the weekend, and it held that price through Cyber Monday. I think it did sell out by the end of Cyber Monday. Great headset at $135. Fantastic deal from Corsair on a brand new product. This is not an old stock, something they're trying to get rid of. That was a brand new product. Great product. A very well-respected product. Came out just a couple of months ago. I like that discount. Logitech ran some of its typical discounts on its keyboards and its mice. I caught some deals on its older mice. MX Master 2, which is not a gaming mouse, it's a productivity mouse. I actually bought. Went down from 70 to 50. Great deal on a high-end mouse. That's last year's model. I like it so much I bought it. I'm very happy. I got it for 50 bucks. I saw the G602, which is an ancient product released in 2013, knocked down to at one point $26. Man, that's a great deal, even though that's an old product. I love that mouse at $26. I don't love its successor, the G604, which was knocked down from 100 to 94. Not a good deal. Not impressed, Logitech. And some of you probably know how I reviewed that product, and some of you probably didn't agree with my review of that product. I don't care. I don't think it's a very good product at $100, and it's not a good product at $94 either. I like its older cousin, the G602, at $26 a lot more. In terms of keyboards, I think Corsair's having some problems with its supply. I have noticed a lot of its great keyboards going out of stock, actually before Black Friday, like its low-profile rapid-fire keyboard, which I love so much. It was actually not available by Black Friday. I wonder if they're having some kind of falling out with Cherry that supplies its switches. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to ask them that at CES. I'm also going to be meeting with Cherry, by the way. I was a little disappointed that they basically had nothing to show in terms of gaming keyboards, and that's a shame. Logitech did have a couple of deals on some of their older keyboards. The one that I really love, the new G915, which debuted at $250, was not discounted. It was still $235, which is a lot of money. It's a great keyboard. It's the one I'm using, but there was no discount to be had there. So if I'm going to sum this up, I would actually say that Corsair was the most active discounter for Black Friday and Cyber Monday for PC enthusiasts. And they got to be applauded for that. When they stick their neck out like that and say, hey, we're going to trim our margins and we're going to offer you some better deals on specific SKUs throughout our product stack. A couple of cases, a couple of power supplies, a couple of headsets, maybe some older mice. I didn't see any keyboards, like I said, but some of the older mice. And of course, and their RAM. Of course, they're originally a RAM manufacturer. Don't forget that when they were founded in 1994, they were a RAM manufacturer. That's a great service to enthusiasts. And if you were to save money on a full PC build this Black Friday, most of that was going to be in Corsair gear. So again, kudos to Corsair for taking this seriously. I think if it hurt their bottom line on the short term, it gained mind share. They get those enthusiasts that maybe didn't know about the Corsair brand or are new to the PC arena and say, hey, I can get this great headset, the Virtuoso headset, for $45 off, or I can get this sweet looking RAM kit for $20 off, or this really nice new power supply for $25 off. Hey, I feel good about that brand. And that's the power of discounts. It's not really about making all your money on Black Friday. It's about capturing that mind share. And I think Corsair did the best job this year, along with AMD. AMD did a great job as well. They are not messing around. I'd like to see more discounts on their GPUs. I'd like to see more high-end GPUs from AMD. Let's hope that they're going to announce something at CES 2020 next month. I really hope they have something to challenge NVIDIA at the high end, because clearly NVIDIA is really not doing much with prices at the high end, or price performance, I should say. So again, this was my recap of Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I hope this helped you understand how the deals came and how they went. 2 things to remember. If you want deals next year, don't wait for Cyber Monday. Most of the deals are sold out by then, and there are very few new deals on Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday is a dead thing. It's not a thing at all. Don't even think about Cyber Monday. The other thing is the deals are very, very brand specific and even more so SKU specific. So if you're expecting to go down the line, hey, I've got 10 products I want to buy and I'm looking for discounts on all of them, the chances that you're going to get that are slim to none. The biggest discount I saw on a full PC build was less than 10%. I saw like a 7% total system discount on like a $3,000 PC or even a $1,500 PC. I saw at one point like about a 7% discount, which works out to like $100. That's decent, but is it worth waiting all year for? If you're excited about buying something, say for Christmas time or in the spring, I say buy then and enjoy your products all year long rather than try to capture that maybe 5%, maybe 7% discount during the Black Friday shopping bonanza, which, as I've suggested, is not quite as much of a bonanza as it seems. As always, I'm Ari from the Tech Buyers Guru. If you like this video, please do like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.